Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh. I have to change the settings on here too, don't I? I'm fine. I'm not having a heart attack of any sort. No, I am perfectly fine. I am calm, cool, and collected, and I can make this work. I know technology. Everything is a-okay, and we are staying calm. Frisbee, good. The bots should yell at you more. Oh, I'm sorry. Hello, Frisbee. I'm having to troubleshoot some stuff while live, and I'm losing my freaking brain cells. No, I didn't mean to be mean. No, I'm sorry. Good news is I think I know what to do. That's good news, right? Okay, do you hear music? Please tell me you hear music. An echo. Oh no. Okay, let me see what I can do. Y'all, it's just a day, and it's fine. Sometimes things aren't gonna go as well as you want them to. And that is part of life. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of that. Add a new... You want to be a streamer, kid? do you want to stream, kiddo? You heard it's a fun time, kids? All right, let's try... Oh, I found out what it is. Oh God. So, do you hear the music now? I'm glad it fixed the echo. No music. Okay, just me. All right. Okay. But no echo. All right. Let's go ahead and see if we can edit this. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, my days. Oh, my darling. I swear I'm not drunk. I'm just so done. Let's try this. Oh, Raven, thank you so much for subscribing. You are so sweet. Thank you so much for subscribing for 3 months. I really appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back to the title screen, because this is the one that has the music. This is the one that's like, oh, Psyche, you finally did it, kiddo. You got things working. So this is the System 2 TC Helicon. Okay, so I'll go over here, do this one, change this to the TC Helicon, or whatever the frick frackin' that means. I don't think that's working either. Let's see. Let's try that. Nope, that's not working. So everyone, tell me how you're doing today. Tell me about your life. Tell me how much better it's going. Give me hope. Tell me. This is the nice music playing that for some reason it won't let me share with y'all. System 2 TC. Okay, it starts with system. Okay. Oh, I'm losing it. But that's what I have it at. No, that's sample. That's not system. Oh. I got it working. I did it all by myself. Well, not all by myself. Mitchie helped earlier. But on this panel, I think... Can you, for the love of God, tell me, can you hear music? Please, don't you screw with me, little tits. Don't act like you don't. Do you hear the music, children? Do you hear it? Oh, Hello, honey. I fixed it. I fixed it.
Really fix it?
I think I really fixed it. Now I just have to make it so that they can hear them on Discord. But can you guys hear music or is it just me? You're all part of staff now. This is what your life is like. I do play a cleric. Yes, I'm very bad at healing. Is Psyche talking? Why did it go? You little hoe. But yeah, tell me if y'all can hear music. If you can. Good, I think you can. How did you know? And let's go back to the main one. Check the settings we have for that so we can hear people on Discord before we go ahead and join. That one is the chat to TC. Okay, so that one will go over here and we'll change those properties. I think we already have it to chat. So we should be good when we join Discord. Okay, okay. I love you. Get out of here. You wanna stream, kid? you wanna stream someday? Don't. Okay, let's go ahead and join Discord and see if we can hear them.
Sure.
Hello?
Hi.
Oh, thank God it's working. Oh my God.
I can't believe it's working.
I'm never, ever getting a new desk again.
Oh, guess what?
No, I don't want a new one, honey. I don't.
I love taking apart and putting together desks.
Well, see, the thing is, we had to dismantle the computer to put it all together, and that means that things got mixed up and wires got moved and settings.
Oh, no. Oh no.
It's all good. Colette's just gonna be a little manic today.
I mean, you took
Today.
pictures before,
Hey.
right?
Huh?
Yeah, you take pictures of the wires where they're all plugged in before.
I didn't blame teeth whitener. I didn't do that.
Hey, I didn't
I
have to
can't-
put that back together for you.
No, you didn't. But
I
can't
spent
blame
all
you.
of my free time yesterday putting that desk together.
oh,
I'll
day
take the
off.
blame.
Oh,
it was
okay,
me,
okay.
Michi.
It was Michi. She broke in and did it.
how's everyone doing?
Great.
Good. I'm sorry. Hey Tepes, yes, they're posting Wellerman stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, we are.
I've still never heard it. I'm scared.
What?
My
You
mom.
never listened? It's so good.
Oh, my
Good
mom.
sea shanty.
My
Sea
mom
shanties
sent it to me.
and then mining songs. Are
Like my
good.
mom has been
Ooh,
in our
yeah.
Discord sharing sea shanties with people, and therefore I don't want to listen to it because my mom listens to it.
I can send another one too.
Tepes, no, that doesn't mean I want Wellerman videos sent to me. Wait.
Everyone send her Wellerman videos
No,
right now.
no.
Your favorite versions.
No, God, no.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just slide right into those DMs. All
Oh
those
my
letters.
God. I get
They're
so
not full
many
enough as
DMs.
is.
I get so many freaking, like, how many have I had today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 separate DMs.
Now, how many of those were outgoing though?
Almost none of them. I think only 2. So technically 11. Autumn.
What a DMs.
It's every day, Autumn. Also, hey, Mama Starshine. I know you like sea shanties. I know, Mom. Stop it.
Yeah, it's probably under
Shanty
DMCA.
podcast win.
No.
That's all right.
Shanty podcast.
I picked up my guitar for realsies. Like I got it from my parents and fixed it like 6 months ago, and then never played it. And I haven't actually practiced guitar since my freshman or sophomore year of high school. So I don't remember how to play anything. So I've been doing chords again because tomorrow I'm joining a different Pathfinder 2e stream on our channel as a cowboy bard. As
Oh
I'm a
my
Tengu, though.
god.
They're doing Agents of Edgewatch, which is like the town guard adventure.
You're gonna be like a Johnny Cash character.
I'm Randy Travis. Thank you. And this was another situation where, like, earlier when I'm like, you guys haven't heard of Kung Pao? And I'm like, oh, it did come out in 2002. I was talking to our GM, who's only like 22, and I was explaining the
Same.
episode of Hey Arnold that had Randy Travis in it. And he's like, well, you're going to have to explain both of those to me.
Hey
like,
Arnold, I can't.
I was like, all right, Randy
I love
Travis
him.
is a country
Oh my
musician who's
gosh.
got a very, like, he's got almost like a prim and proper Southern voice.
He's a gentleman.
Well, yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is how Randy Travis talks. He's like if Elvis didn't talk like a weirdo. And in that episode of Hey Arnold, the Vietnamese character, it turns out, has always had a dream of being a country musician.
Aw.
His singing voice is Randy Travis, and then Randy Travis is on the episode.
I didn't know that was Randy Travis.
Yep.
Mom, the DMCA exists. I'll have Nighty message you. She'll explain. Also, Teeth Whitener, are you ready? Are you good?
I've been ready.
Dude, do you want to take it away now that we're like 40 minutes late?
Oh.
So,
I'm fine.
yeah. Anyway.
I'm gonna.
So let me pull up something real quick.
Indeed.
Okay.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
Okay. So it's been a very long time since we played last, more than a month. So I'm going to give a brief rundown of pretty much everything that's happened so far. To start off, you guys basically were investigating a massacre at a big party, after which one of Colette's friends got kidnapped, so you decided to investigate, found out that some higher ups in the Novendraki government are possibly privy to the information. So you go and you meet this new guy, Jacques, who's like, hey, I think I might have ties to this particular family. I might know some things about it. And then you go learn about where these massacrists might be hiding out. You go to the city where they might be. It turns out that they probably weren't the people who were responsible for the massacre, are only tenuously connected to anything that this Vanguard of Lucarius, the actual organization, is responsible for. But the extent to which they're connected is kind of hazy. You return back to Janisport, which is where the massacre took place, to find the city's basically on fire. And in the midst of all of this, this Vanguard of Nefarious, which isn't their actual name, but decided to take over or I should say, use that as a feint to take over the Temple of Lucius, known as Meteora. You go into the temples covertly, you root out all the bad guys, and you beat a big shiny lion thing, and now you're trying to free all of the people who are inside of the temple. And that's basically the story up to this point. So the last paragraph of the campaign planner I have thus far. Group heads to they explore the rest of the temple and rescue any captives they encounter. So you guys recently have freed one of those captives. Let me zoom out of this on Roll20 real quick.
Oh, I remember we were making the YMCA joke because you opened the door and there was a young man there. And
Oh
I
my
said,
god! I forgot about that.
Yes. or something to that effect.
There's no need to be down, I said, young man.
Korg just bursts in, all sparkly, you know.
You've got 1 or 2 people left to save. You've encountered little resistance because the place has been deserted due to the fact that something I neglected to mention. While the attack was a 2-pronged one, the larger of the 2 prongs was a feint of its own. The force of basically the entire Novindraki government and their army and guards going up against the force of this vanguard in a quickly fortified position in this former barracks. But the smaller and more important prong was you guys, the detachment who went inside to root out the rest of the nasties. Pretty much there was only one nasty to speak of, and you killed him. So now, even though these people are of great import, they really couldn't afford to have any people guarding them except for a couple of guards at the end of the hallway leading to a large room. But you don't necessarily know that they're there, because all of you are kind of detached over in the side area, except for Fira, apparently, and Colette for some reason.
Yeah,
So
We're
Fira
doing
might-
something over there.
I forget.
Yeah, I don't know what she's doing.
Colette doesn't know what she's doing ever, so I mean,
So
I forget why. I think maybe I just hadn't moved.
Yeah,
or I moved my
I
person
think
over
that
to
makes more logical sense. That you probably were closer to the group, and you just forgot to move your character.
Yeah.
So you're in basically. I'm in roll 20 right now, and I think you guys are on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't have to have roll 20 open necessarily, or at least not on the stream, because there's not really much to say about it, except to give you an idea of the layout of the temple.
yeah, because
Um,
we're just exploring things and setting people free right now, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. So. All right, the floor is yours.
Sorry, I'm waiting for mine to load up so I can see the layout. Let's see.
And we've released everyone? that
Pretty
we know
much.
of? Yeah.
There-
Okay.
1 or 2 important people that have not been accounted for.
Okay. Eviana would just continue to go around the rooms and like police open the door and look to the left and right, you know.
So
Kick it open.
Yeah.
over the course
We're
of
here!
This is a
about,
raid! Put your hands in the air!
over the course of about, I guess, 20 or so minutes, you managed to get to all the rooms except for the last one at the end of the hallway, which you decide not to open because of the story. Because it would be pretty lame to open up the big room at the end without having opened the rest of them first. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I kind of feel like opening the big door before.
You'd be really bad at playing Zelda games.
You've seen me play Zelda games. I am bad.
So
I
maybe
guess
just
we'll
put
go-
a big keyhole over there, so you have to do everything else first.
No, please, no. We'll open the smaller doors. Please, no.
I'm just gonna bust on through.
There really isn't anything to speak of, and I'll skip through all of that. You rescue all of them except for, I believe, one significant person that Colette would know.
Is it that one girl?
No, you've rescued her. Well,
Oh,
no,
okay.
you rescued her before.
She just keeps
Colette-
needing rescuing.
Colette would know this person
She's very
as
rescuable.
the
Yeah.
high priestess of the entire religion, religion known as I want to butcher this, so let me look at
You
it.
created
before I
it. There's
say
no way to butcher it.
The Sabrion. It sounds kind of
Oh.
French. So yeah, the Sabrion is the name of the religion of which you were a party. And she is the high priestess and one of the most powerful people in the world, by association. Her radiance and Elaine, the only person who in the entire, or I should say, and nobody would call her anything, and nobody, as an aside, Colette would probably have told you all of this. It's an important aside. You would not refer to her as anything other than her radiance or some other detachment of that, because she's not a terribly vain person, but it would be a big faux pas to call her anything else.
I'm just glad I can say her radiance because I can't do French. I can't.
No, she doesn't speak French, so don't worry about it.
Okay. I believe we found everyone except her radiance. I don't know where she is. You don't think something happened to her?
I mean, there's a door we definitely have.
And then one of you remembers, hey, wow, there's a big door. Who wants to volunteer to be the person who remembers?
I think Korg wanted to.
Korg
Well,
says,
that's what I just said. I'm like, hey, there's a big door.
Yeah, Korg thinks, big door. Maybe we should use that instead.
I just love that
A big door.
our whole journey has been Korg and Eviana fighting doors. Like, that's been...
We've had a lot of
This door is a very large door.
It's the
Made
boss
of...
door.
Would you say it's huge?
Well, I think it's worth noting something about the nature of the temple. It is oddly unadorned with free.
Unadorned? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please don't divorce me. I'm sorry.
I didn't
I
understand
thought it
that,
too.
so.
I thought it too.
Oh, that's bad. Okay. The temple doesn't have an overabundance of ornaments or unnecessary things. It's relatively beautiful in its simplicity. It's got, of course, it has, the typical trappings of religious places around, throughout all of this world, and similar to stuff we have in the real world. But the temple's relatively simple, elegant in its simplicity. This door is a strong wooden structure made of cherry wood and carved with very little else except, things that would allow you to determine, placements of doorknobs and locks and stuff. It's elegant. It's not ostentatious.
So we're not gonna destroy the beautiful, elegant door, are we?
I haven't destroyed a single door in here. I've gently
Still gonna-
removed them
Still
from there. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Korg.
So, the
Should we go
door.
through-
The door, however, something you neglected to notice was that there are two young men standing in front of there, terrified.
There's no
because
need
they
to
have
get
been
down. We're here to help.
terrified because they know what has happened downstairs. They know the kind of people you are, and they know that it's not the kind of, or I should say that a couple of mercenaries or even heavily trained soldiers probably wouldn't stand a great chance against talented individuals such as yourself. But they have a duty to uphold, and they stand even though their knees are chattering against each other.
Now, these guards, these aren't good guy guards.
No, of course not.
Oh, these are bad guy guards.
No, yeah, they're bad guy guards. Yeah.
Oh, hello, young man.
I feel like
There's a
Eviana,
need to get down.
possibly at this point, like rounds the corner and she's like, "Oh,
I've got
more!" And like cocks a bow, a bow and
Oh, I have
arrow,
one though. You
Eviana,
cock your bow and arrow though, because this works. I go, young
Okay,
man,
no.
put your hands in the air. I said,
No.
young man. We need to get in there. I said, young man.
I'm going to burn you alive.
We're not a musical D&D
young man.
I'm
campaign.
tossing a bar.
Eviana shouts from the end of the hall.
Why are we?
Punch
Okay,
in your
so
face.
Are we all
I
just
guess-
bards who have multi-classed?
I'll just say
Hey.
Korg is the only one who's rolling this. He's rolling an intimidation check. But I'll allow you to roll with strength because you're muscular. And you're probably flexing on him.
I'm like, hey
No.
guys, oh, young man.
And
They
That's
don't know
only
what
a
your
14.
intentions are, and they're very
14.
confused.
Oh wait,
roll
no,
the-
a 17, excuse me.
I'd say that they are sufficiently intimidated and they drop their arms and allow you to enter the room.
And I'm kind of gonna pat one on the shoulder and go, "You did the right thing. That was very brave of you."
You're surprised to feel you, or should say, I should say, you're not surprised to feel him barely move a muscle as you touch him, for fear that he might wake a sleeping giant or something. So
Why does this sound like a
he's-
line from Between Two Worlds?
He's very. This young man is as still as a stone as you touch his shoulder. Does not utter a word. In fact, he doesn't breathe a breath. He doesn't move a single muscle, not even an eyelid, as you all pass.
This
Well,
is
the other one quivers
is-
with anticipation.
this is Eviana walking past him.
It would be. That would be freaking Colette and Eviana.
Yeah. You're Katara, of course.
And yours.
Eviana's absolutely Sokka. Yeah.
I love it.
See, in this though, Korg is walking up more like the just Hulk handing them the taco to Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm just
my
like-
god.
I'm just like walking up to these guys. I'm intimidating them, but I'm kind of like smiling as I pat on the shoulder, like it's okay.
Okay.
I would have ripped your arms out and beaten him with them.
Are we good?
So you all passed through the door, and as you enter into the threshold and close the door behind you, what was at once silence is now a hurried rush of feet moving away from the door as quickly as possible.
I think we're
You
doing well.
can only assume that the source of the ruckus is the two men that you just passed. So, okay, you enter into this room, which has no person to speak of inside of it. Although there is another door on the other side. This room seems to be a little bit more well worn in than the others. There are signs that somebody might have used this as an office of sorts. A very, very spacious office with 2 beds. And several writing desks. One writing desk is disused. The other, on the right-hand side of the room, eastern side of the room, I should say, right here, is strewn with clutter of all sorts.
I'm just gonna walk up to the desk and go, hey, Jacques, how was a raven like a writing desk?
Why don't you tell me, Cork?
I don't know.
That doesn't even make sense.
Was that a joke?
I'm confused.
We're
I
gonna
guess you
see
could say that
that.
movie was a joke.
Oh.
It really was.
It was terrible.
It was really bad.
It was the audacity of calling it.
Honey.
Okay.
Okay.
However-
Okay. All right, sweetie.
Okay,
Because
so
there is an actual answer.
Don't. You'll turn this into a podcast. Don't do it, Bevan. Don't.
All right, I won't mention it.
I will. I'm fine.
Oh, are you sure? Okay.
So, yeah. So the desk has many articles on top of it, and several pieces of paper, various correspondences of some between two people. You can tell at a passing, not necessarily knowing what any of it is. Assuming you want to investigate. And there's also a what appears to be a journal or something of the like, well worn, old AF, very old, possibly older than any person in this building at this time. So, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily full of ancient writings. It's just maybe an old family journal or something. It's old.
Jacques, you're our learned person, you and Mew. Can you look into this?
Sure. Let me.
She's asking if you can read.
I can read.
In a nice way. No, Colette can read. It's just old family lore.
She can read smut.
Okay, you don't gotta blast my character.
Because it's got pictures.
So. This isn't canon. I'm not
There you
asking
go.
if someone can read.
I can read as well.
Yeah.
We all can
Most
read.
people, I'm going to go out on a limb and say all of you are capable of reading.
But when it comes
Apparently
to
not.
old,
I was gonna say, like, Korg even walks up to you and goes, Colette, do you need me to teach you how to read?
Colette just turns dark purple. No, I know
the
how to
average-
read, thank you.
Anybody of above average standing in this city is probably capable.
I was just wondering, because they come from noble families, if they would have anything to offer as insight. I can very well read, thank
So-
you.
So because we're noble, we can't read? Is that?
No,
is that,
that
That seems
not
to
what
be
I...
what you're implying here.
No, it is not.
I-
Oh my god.
I think she's saying that she thinks that we're just a little smarter. But what she doesn't know is I skipped a lot of classes. But don't tell her.
Yeah.
I'm
What she
right
also doesn't
here.
know is that the Novendraki don't have nobles per se.
Dang it.
I think she skipped some classes too, Mew.
She skipped some
Oh.
civics classes.
Well, we didn't really have classes with our tribe, but at the temple we did have learned lectures on the gods. Help me, Eviana. What did we learn?
Well.
Whatever you say is canon. I
I
don't have a
know.
backstory to your tribe yet.
Oh
Well, I
no!
know we
Don't
learned
tell her that.
basic math. 1 + 1.
Yes, we did.
How-
We did learn math.
What taxes are,
Oh yes, taxes.
not how to do them,
No.
but what they are. I don't think I've paid taxes ever. Don't tell anyone on
Oh,
that.
don't say that.
Let's see. I know how to write my name
They.
and how to stab things. I can skin an animal very easily.
Oh, I've seen you do it. Oh God, being
Also, I know
four
how to
was
write,
traumatizing.
read, speak, proper grammar, addition, multiplication, subtraction. We learned things. We're not stupid.
Thank you. See, we do know.
I was always better at math though than
Okay.
Colette, so
You don't have to tell them how we
you know
did.
that now.
Well, that's
Okay.
Well, I
good
did
to
better.
know.
Well,
You never turned your game back down, Gil.
I wouldn't worry about the taxes. I mean, after all, my family, we put most of our funds offshore in a shell account.
Oh.
Yeah. You just you get a big shell and you put all your money inside it, and then you hide it off the shore, and nobody can find it, and they can't tax you for it because it's in there in that shell. So
My
that's how.
papa
it's
paid
also
someone to
probably
take
worth
care of
noting
everything.
your family doesn't pay a whole lot in taxes. Well, no, that's probably not true. You
A
have
shell account.
your family is account. your father is a count, so probably you're on the receiving end of many taxes.
My father actually just has someone else take care of the taxes, and he also donates a lot to charity. He likes to tell me that by helping others, we help ourselves. All the time during tax season. I never know why.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's nice. So who's going to read this thing?
I'll read
These
it.
things. There's multiple.
Who's going to read these
Here.
things?
Mew, you take this one, and I'll take the other one.
Okay, we'll go halfsies.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you can't get that one, we'll swapsies.
Okay.
And if I can't
Okay,
get this,
so there's two broad categories of objects. A variety of notes and correspondences strewn about the table, and a single, well-worn, old as dirt journal.
book or letters? What do you want, Mew?
I'll take the letters.
I'll take the book.
Okay. So you do a quick rundown, and Jacques learns that there is possibly some evidence to support, well, there might be some collusion between Adveria and these this vanguard of Nefarious. And I'll cover that in a moment. And Jacques, his eyebrows go up at least a couple of times during the reading. Mew, however, what she reads, the beginning of it is, or I should say, seems to be a journal of sorts, but towards the end, it gets, and these are the pages that really catch your attention. It borders on disturbed and disturbing. And I'll leave it to you whether you want to finish reading or not.
I'm gonna finish it.
So, Jacques, do you want to divulge the information that is contained within the letters?
So, I'm reading the book.
Oh.
So, like,
I thought you were reading the letters.
No,
Yeah,
I'm reading the letters.
Well,
so swap it around. Who
I
knows
give
what?
you was a very, very. You're reading the letters. Jacques reading the book. So flip that. So Jacques is disturbed.
Mew's
and
eyebrows
you
are.
and your eyebrows are
Wiggling.
and
Oh
I guess
my
your
god.
tail's flipping back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will share with you, Jacques, the entirety of the correspondence.
oh, in the book.
Yes, the book. I will share with you the book, and it is odd. And you can choose whether you want to tell people it or not. I will, if you want to, I can read it for you. Because
I want to see.
okay. Oh God, why did it do this? Okay, so I have to do something stupid. Okay. So I basically got to copy all this stuff and upload it as a Word document. It's over 2,000 characters. Apparently, I can't post that as a message.
Isn't Discord fun?
Yeah.
Praise
Yeah.
Google Voice Discord.
Yeah. So. Oh, I guess I can do that. All right.
Oh,
There you go. Okay.
DM.
Yes. You can choose whether you want to read it. Tell you. I think that that should probably be saved for last, whatever happens. But you can look over
Daddy
it if you
hunk
want
rat.
and determine based on that information whether you want to read it or not. And then Mew receives the following.
Drusies, thank you for
correspondence.
gifting that
Please.
subscription. that I am not
between
saying out
several
loud.
parties.
Wow.
I don't want any.
Between several different.
Joke's on you. I don't think
Oh.
he's in chat, so he'll never know. Thanks,
Let's see.
jerseys. Thanks.
It's very lengthy.
Oh my god.
Oh no, your message contains over
No!
2,000
Those don't count
characters.
on D&D
Okay, well,
nights.
just break it up then.
But I'll say it anyway. Drewsies, thanks
2,000
because you've gifted a sub.
It's
The party will never hear this.
Anything yet, Discord?
Drewsies,
there,
thanks
like,
for
a
gifting a
reason
sub
For
to
that, like an original where it was like 160
My
characters,
balls
140
jiggle
was like
when I
the
fart.
thing for a long time.
I
I was
hate
doing
you
her.
so much.
There's no reason for it because like a guy. I don't remember. I remember learning it when I was in like 2nd grade computer class.
Hmm.
Okay. And rest assured, the rest of you, I'm working. Oh my god. Okay, so that one has to be a that one has to be a document anyway for some reason.
Do you want help?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Get sassy about it.
Don't start with me. God. Okay. All right.
Something you can do is you can just take a screenshot of the whole freaking thing and send it as a picture. Like,
Well, that's-
sometimes I
that's-
do that.
Awkward. I don't like that.
Well, it's
Um,
quick.
it wouldn't be. And I'm done. So it doesn't matter.
Okay,
anymore.
okay.
Okay. So, do any of you choose to share your information, or do you want everybody to read aloud themselves? Choose for yourselves whether you will receive this information.
I don't like this new voice.
I like this name.
I don't.
I like this voice. It's a good voice.
No.
I'm still reading it, so.
Okay. So, basically, I'll tell you this much: you can gain the following. The correspondence is between the various different representatives of the Emperor of Iberia and one Tiberian Peritim, whom you recall you might have just killed. The lion boy, basically.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that guy who's dead now.
Yes.
There's so many,
It
it's hard to
seems-
keep track.
Seems to
Yeah.
have been the ringleader of this entire operation.
Wanted to start a
Um,
war.
Although, to be fair, it really wasn't his operation. He co-opted it from Agnes, who was the head of it all before him. So,
Well,
hmm.
hmm.
And the journal seems to be a journal of his written by his own hand, based upon the drafts that you see of various letters that are scattered about that seem to be written by him. You can see at the bottom, your obedient servant, Tiberian Peritim, which is a draft. Obviously, he didn't send that letter, otherwise it wouldn't be in his desk. But comparing those two, that to the writing in the journal, you conclude that it's probably written by the same person, unless he has a scribe.
One of these letters says that he's looking for a weapon.
Well, reading from the journal here. Dude had some issues. He heard voices that told him to do things. Apparently it's all our fault.
What?
This is here, but marked ones. This is all of our fault.
I can
Oh.
read it for you if you'd like.
Yeah, here, here, y'all take a look at this This oh boy, it's a ride. Yeah, Tief, why don't you read it to us?
So I'll start with the logs, unless Mew doesn't want to tell anybody about them. So
No, I
Um,
mean, she'll probably say, like, start off with the fact that one of them mentions a weapon,
Yeah.
and then share the rest of the information with everyone.
okay. So a log containing transcriptions of communications between a liaison of the Emperor and Tiberian concerning a potential invasion of Novendra. Nothing so concrete as to justify an all-out war to the Grand Council, but enough to allow for a covert operation to potential. I'll skip over that. So that's all stuff for me. Okay. Log contains the following entry: 3 Cruthane, that's a month. 2137. The last. Oh, no, ignore that. 3 Cruthane, 2137. Esteemed Prince of the 10th Balance, His Majesty did receive your most recent missive, Lord Tiberian, and while he is concerned with your discovery that the Novendraki are in talks with a formal treaty with the Mylenes, he is not so concerned that he is, as of yet, willing to commit troops to another unpopular war with our former colony. The people, having seen that rule by the people is a viable option for governance, are growing restless. His Majesty fears that any further conflicts against those whom have more freedom than they might result in riotous behavior, perhaps even an organized revolt. As such, we would like to take back what is ours. As much as we would like to take back what is ours, we regretfully recommend continued observation and correspondence with me or another of His Majesty's advisors as the situation develops. With regard to the artifact that you seek, I'm afraid I have not even heard of it. You may want to seek other governances within our empire. Guardians of Honor, Ryder, Aid to Emperor Cornelius. The next one is written by another person. 10 Cruthane, 2137. To my old friend Tiberian, the news you have sent to me is most disturbing. If these heathens are as dangerous as you suggest, our situation is more urgent than we give it credit. However, being more urgent than well under control, as we had previously suspected, is hardly a cause of great concern. Our empire is heavily strained as of yet, and I do not think it likely I'll be able to commit any troops to any campaign, whether on a front we are currently fighting, or on a new one. For what it's worth, I am sorry. As for the hammer, I have heard of it, but know not save that it was most recently in the possession of the Mylenes you so detest. Perhaps seek information there. I do so miss your company, Tibbs. If you find yourself in the kingdom, I would very much like to know how you survived. Cheers! Blue our waters, red our harvest, Raphos, of House Diok, Prime Minister of Etveria. Next one is written by yet another person. 11 Cruthane, 2137. I apologize for the delay in my response. I had been in Myland attempting to rout the insurgents. It both delights and disturbs me to have learned that you yet live. I pray your forgiveness, this old man. I pray you forgive this old man, his discomfort in the matter, as I did attend your funeral. Indeed, laid eyes upon your body, or so I thought. But perhaps you yet live for a reason. The High God's ways are hard to discern, but if what you tell me is true, we mustn't delay. I will consult with the Emperor and plead that he send his aid to you. Though the fighting is already intense in Myland, if the enemy somehow infiltrated Novendra, our efforts will only become more strained. As for the hammer you mentioned, Ternusha is known to me. I've heard of it. I've heard from some of the spies of Lucius' clergy may know a bit more. They are building a temple in Janisport, are they not? Perhaps you ought to make contact with them. High God send that you find the weapon soon, for the safety of Adveria may depend on it. our bounty, our mandate. Ciridos Ignath, Minister of War. Another correspondence from the first hand. To the damnable tyrant who claims to be Tiberian Peritim, I do not think you fully understand the trouble you have brought about. First, I should congratulate you on correctly inferring that I had not consulted with Cornelius and merely spoke with his invested authority as his most senior advisor and aide. Once that Oaf Ignath opened his blustering bellows of a windpipe, I knew the Emperor would be cajoled into a foolish war, unwilling to let others, especially not his sister, fraternize with divine powers of dubious morality. But, while I do admire your acumen, attempting to determine who your viable allies might be, I will not be cowed into endorsing what I now recognize as a political ploy catering to religious fear-mongering. Know this, Tiber, son of Tisden, I do not trust you. Not at all. You serve at Cornelius' pleasure, and rest assured that at your first misstep I will not hesitate to bury you. Your paltry house is nothing to Adveria. You would not be missed. It is in both your and your family's interest that you are correct and your mission is success. On to the business then. You are to join forces with the vanguard of the Carius. If you are not familiar with them, they are a paramilitary force branching from the Church of the Exalted. Their focus is to enforce the religious doctrine of the Church in gatherings with irreconcilable or even heretical differences. While technically a part of the Church, which knows no borders, their authority to enforce their dogma comes from the Ministry of War. Your contact is a young woman named Agnes, an ardent, aspiring priestess. Do not think that because of her age she is unqualified. I have met with her, and her power is quite frightening. She is not nearly so radical as you or your ilk, but I believe that if you provide her with men willing to assist her cause, she may be inclined to provide you with legitimacy. We do not know her exact whereabouts, but one as industrious as you, who can cheat Morche's grasp, should have no trouble locating her. As soon as you receive this missive, I suggest you make arrangements for your departure to Novendrock. You mustn't delay, for our intelligence suggests these upstart heathens you so detest will be opening their temple by Victon's End. You need call me. If you need call me, seek elsewhere, for I'll not respond to your beck nor your call. Guardians of Honor, Raiden. Aid to Emperor Cornelius. Postscriptum. And for the last time, no one knows where your damn hammer is, so kindly shut the hell up about it. The last of these missives is from the second hand, the Prime Minister. To Tiberian, I am deeply troubled by the fact you pitted Raiden, Ciridos, and me against one another in such a way. I understand that you, for some reason, believe your cause to be dire, but even a 2.5 pro later, naught has occurred with these fraught devil worshippers, as you call them. But nonetheless, the Emperor has confused the old nag for a spry stallion, and now we are contemplating another war. In the interest of whatever remains of our friendship, know this. If you fail, I will veto any attempt of Ignath to wage war again, and I will recall any troops provided to you by the kingdom. You are to resolve this issue as peaceably as possible. We can scarcely afford another conflict, and we cannot afford a war. Do I make myself clear? Do not inflame the Novendraki. I must say, old friend, something in you has changed. The higher the power, the lower you bow, I've heard it said. I know how high your influence is. The question is, how low will you go? Blue our waters, red our harvest, Raphos, son of Diok, Prime Minister of Adveria. And that's the end of the correspondences that are on the table.
Misha's like, so that's That's everyone's letters.
Wow, your
Ugh.
voices you did were great. How
Yeah,
did you even
good
like?
job.
You went really
Thanks.
deep there.
I
I'm
really-
really impressed.
I really
Yeah.
wanted to give like the impression like you were hearing it from
Yeah.
them.
Well,
Did
you
use,
are a
like
bard.
magic to do that?
It's pretty
Is that like
impressive.
some thaumaturgy or something, or like?
It's like a different form of prestidigitation, blah blah blah. I smoke
Yeah.
so much. You
No,
know,
that's
it's a
fair, it's
different
a hard
one.
one.
It throws your voice. That's what it does.
Yeah, yeah. No, I've heard of that before. It did really well.
Thank you, thank you. So yeah, they're looking for a hammer.
Has
Yeah.
Eviana ever heard of anything like that?
Colette has. Well, actually, roll a
Ew.
knowledge. You,
Me?
Colette. Knowledge. Religion check.
Okay, I'm gonna try with my new D20. Ooh! Oh no.
What?
That was a very wide
Um,
range.
That was
Well,
a roller coaster.
I thought it was one number, but the shading told a different story.
Which dice was it?
It was the green one.
Oh no. Oh no.
Why are you saying
What'd you
it?
roll?
A 13!
You would know this.
Okay.
It's not something that people outside of the clergy would know, but you, being a member of clergy, would know this. Ternusha is supposedly Usalen's hammer, which Usalen is the god of justice and judgment, and his hammer is supposedly imbued with something beyond just mere magic, something stronger than that.
So, legend tells
He's looking for it.
that this is not just any ordinary hammer. The great Usalins. It is welded by those vying for justice, an item of the gods. I don't know where they would go to even find such a thing.
I mean, they had a lot of stuff at the pawn shop down the street. So
That, Jacques, this isn't something you would find at a pawn. This is an item of holy matters.
Well, they said.
Which is why the pawn shop is the last place they would look.
You know, that's fair.
Don't actually have it be at the pawn shop, Colton, I swear to God.
No, God.
I will be so mad.
Okay, no, that'd be stupid.
I mean,
It might be worth it if some significant item was there, but it's like an important thing.
would Colette?
You recall? Go ahead.
Would Colette know where?
No.
Okay.
Like the Holy Grail.
But she did mention.
Oh my
He did
God,
mention
we are
that
Monty Python.
the Mylene and perhaps the clergy of Lucius, you being clergy but not very high ranked,
I'm trying.
would potentially. Well, I didn't. It's just a fact, okay? You've been doing this for a while, but they're like Elaine's been doing this for 30 years plus. So
Middle management's hard.
Yeah. I'm working my way up.
So this item is of grave, significant import to the world. And if you were interested in it, you could possibly ask her at a later date. Probably not a good time to ask her if she is indeed behind that door. But it
Her
would-
radiance, yes.
yes, her radiance.
Ah.
But it would be something you could potentially bring up to her in the future.
Okay, so once the trauma wears down, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So Mew also, Jock also read a tale.
A lamb's tale.
Yes, and he and Jacques seemed more than a little shaken by the contents. Okay. And you already said you would tell everybody.
Yeah. Like,
Oh, is Autumn gonna read this?
Here we-
Yes.
No, he
I
can
mean-
read it if he wants. It's up to him.
do you is this what's being asked?
No, it's not being asked. It's if you want to do
You
it.
don't have to
No.
read us the really disturbing thing that
I
was
can
sent
read
to
it.
you.
I
Yeah,
was-
no,
I
I want Teef
I
to
was-
read it.
I was fully prepared to read
Okay.
Yeah, I want Teef to read it.
it. Okay. Okay.
We need more voices.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I want more T voices. He's gonna
Yeah.
get some good ones for this one.
So this is dated today. This last entry. But here's a bit. Journal is in a side table. The left of the table is a hearth that the party can, upon investigation, see the remnants of journal entries. So basically, nothing is in this journal except for this one page. All of them are mostly burnt to ashes. The journal itself is a dark brown, old leather book with a simple golden clasp on the front. Also on the front is an emblem. The emblem is of a lion's head on a man's body. The creature's hands are to its side in something resembling a T pose, not like a mean thing. It's the thing, it's like that Da Vinci painting.
Look, the T pose exists for a very explicit and good reason.
Yes.
It's not,
It's a good way to show
you
contour.
don't have to explain yourself to us.
Yeah. So, but I wanted to make sure for the internet purposes, because this is being broadcast.
They're gonna meme everything, no matter what disclaimer. Just
But-
go for it.
But with the palms facing up instead of down, so a supine position. Above the left hand, hovering above it, is a scale, and above the right hand is a hammer. The spine of the book is missing many pages, as aforementioned. The first and only entry that the book left is for today, 30th of Victon, 2137. It appears as though it is unfinished. The writing has a frantic quality to it, and the letters are slanted in such a way that makes deciphering the entry difficult. The writing is extremely detailed, obsessively so. It's almost as though the author felt compelled to write anything that was going through his head at the time. There are also bizarre cutaways every so often, spoken completely out of step with the rest of the words. Entry is as follows. 30 Victon, 2137. All seems to be going according to plan, yet I do not feel at my ease. Today I had a piece of toasted bread, 10 poached eggs, and a raw slab of mutton. I ate it all in 30 seconds. This new power has bestowed upon me an insatiable appetite. My ravenousness was made worse by the tension that has wound around my right hand like a rope threatening to cut off the flow of blood until my hands wither and dies. I tell myself that I am in control. The lion prowls and the wicked cower. However, in the back of my head, I sometimes feel a prickling sensation. Sometimes I hear the prickling instead of just feeling it. And sometimes it speaks. It calls itself the Tamp. It tells me it wants to squash all those it deems unlawful beneath it like a man crushes an ant. Once I felt it scratching the back of my skull and could faintly hear it whisper, there is unlawfulness in you. O come, lion, and feast on the flesh of the lawless. You are a keeper of records, of oaths, yet you have burned all of your oaths. You pace your chambers, waiting for that which does not come. You search for the one who tried to destroy you. You have fear. The lawless ones whom you hate surround your people. The one whom you fear, he who a bunch of illegible, smudged, illegible words smudged beyond recognition. He should have won on that day. You should be dead. Yet you live. You have broken the first and greatest of all laws. I sat motionless, fighting back a chill. That law which must not be broken. Surround them, smother them with your shroud of light. I am the Tamp. Mine is justice. I abide none who break the most sacred of laws. They are of those below. I will even you out like an acre of land. Count each day and treasure it, for it may well be your last. Devour them, swallow them whole. We will sing your praises. That was 2 months ago, and I have not heard it since. I sometimes feel it scratching, even stabbing at the back of my neck. I have even heard it moaning wordlessly. All of this, but no words save that one time. I do not know who or what this Tamp is, but it frightened me more than anything I have ever known. Purge their blood of shadow, bathe their souls in light. I have mentioned it to close confidants, asking if they have heard it. They looked at me as though I were mad, restless. I even sent a letter to another lion sage, one of the 13th balance, thinking perhaps it was a trial to gain greater power from Usulen. She said she had never heard such a voice before and seemed very troubled. I have not heard its voice, nor its name. When at last they have been cleansed, throw them into the white fire forever. However, this thing seems to want something from you. Have you truly told me everything I need to know? I did not reply. Focus, focus! I must focus. May Usulen in his strength punish the wicked, but in his wisdom build up the righteous, the marked ones. This is all their fault. I knew that my stunt would draw them out, but I did not know how soon. They are on the verge of ruining everything. I simply need to End of text.
Oh, so that's what was in there, huh?
Yep, good times, huh?
Wow,
I-
that's such a terrible ending.
I do not like this at all, one bit, no.
He
Thanks.
should really revisit his editor. They need to give him some advice on how to end the story correctly.
I think we ended the story of that man already.
This is the worst Between Two Worlds novel yet.
Yeah.
It would never be written that way. The author is Anyway, I won't argue about.
But who has a better story?
Don't.
I think I think I give him full credit for the writing. I thought it was good. I mean, it's pretty scary to a degree. Kind of cuts off in such a unnerving way.
Yeah.
I think this guy might be a little bit, not all. I mean, he's not all there now because we, did the thing and now he's not all there.
He's definitely
Well,
not there.
bits of him are there, I suppose.
There, here, and everywhere.
Yeah, do we have to find that mop to finish? I suppose somebody will clean it up.
Ah, the night crew will take care of it.
Yeah.
We don't have a night crew, but we do have new recruits who do tasks such as these. Not that it happens often, cleaning bodies off the floor. Anyway, was that all that was written?
Do we
Yes,
do
other
task
than
now?
draft letters that seem to be responses to things that you've already read, which don't contain anything particularly useful. Just him dithering on about how his cause is just and stuff you already basically know.
God.
So he burned all
Ugh.
he burned all of his journal except for that entry though.
I hate it.
Mhm.
There is more room to write, but that is the first and only entry.
I don't think I'll be taking it to write in. I don't think.
Okay. Do you want to leave the correspondence or do you want to take it with you? / the journal.
We can take it with.
Yeah, I think we should take it with us just to show the higher ups, hey, so this is a thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So, there you go. There's also some other letters from this Ignoth guy that seem to detail what his plans are in broad strokes. Sending troops, or I should say plans to send troops to Novendrock by year's end. What that would look like. It's just a few brigades.
We take
so
those
not
as
like,
well.
Yeah, not like a huge amount of evidence of like a full-scale invasion, but because they do still have some territory on the eastern side of the continent. But You don't bring brigades to. You don't bring several military brigades to just hang out.
Yeah.
So he seems to be suggesting that they are to be used at his discretion. Okay. So that's everything on the table. The room is fairly clean, although it's lived in. Other than that, and there is another door at the end of the hallway. At the end of the not the hallway, at the end of the this large room.
Well, let's go open it. I'm the only one actually in this large room. The rest of you guys are all out in the hall still, it looks like.
That's true.
And Colette's by the stairs.
Well, actually, you're not even in the right room.
Oh, this was
Oh,
one
am
that
I
had
supposed
2
to move my
beds
character?
and
Oh,
then
right.
another bed, so I assumed that this was the room.
Mm-hmm.
I will accompany you.
Well, actually, I think my I have to restart roll 20. You might be in the right room.
Oh, because it's the one
You
in the middle
were
at the end. And now we're all down there. Because I made fun of
But it-
everyone.
I don't
Yeah,
even
you
have
bullied
those
us.
on the screen.
Can't drag
Yes,
Gil.
I should.
Wow, Psyche, imagine.
Oh my god. I don't want to freaking
Listen,
get incensed.
So, the door is locked, but I'm just gonna say, if you want to break it down, it won't pose much difficulty. It's a simple, unadorned door, similar to the last one, made of expensive mahogany wood. However,
Ooh, mahogany.
very nice wood. But relatively unadorned and minutely carved. It's just a door, but it's more the presence of something so expensive that
Yeah, I don't
indicates
wanna,
that this,
break
that
it.
indicates that this is a temple. So you can open it, or you can try to pick it. And I'll just say, for the sake of not terrifying the potential inhabitants, that you were successful in your pick.
Oh. Say, I don't want to destroy it. Not only is it a beautiful material, but it's strong too.
Yeah, you might destroy it. It might be harder to open than some metal doors. It's very solid, and the door actually weighs a lot as you open it. Even Korg, it's not necessarily that he can't open it, but it does resist his movements more than he expects. The door, upon examining the inner edge of it, it's at least 4 inches thick. So,
Whew, that's extra thick.
yeah,
Oh my god.
4 inches thick. Inside is a young woman sitting on a bed, in a simple silver gown. She looks, or I should say, she looks up at you, and initially looks up in some degree of fear because she expects it to be her captors. But noticing Colette among you, a sense of familiarity washes over her, and her mouth is agape in wonder, because it is apparent to her that unless you turned coat, that she's been rescued.
Your Radiance, are you alright?
Yes, I'm fine. I've not been harmed. Not yet, anyway. Have you come? I'm at a loss for words.
We're here to help.
Good. Have you saved the others? There were other among our
Yes,
party in this.
We made sure to get them as well.
Praise to the Radiant One above. Tears begin to well up in her eyes as she slowly begins to regain her composure. Although it should be noted that she doesn't seem to be a terribly icy person for somebody who is as high ranking as her. I'm just glad to see you. I'm glad to see a familiar face. It's been a long time, several days since you left, and only a few days hence when we were besieged.
Forgive me, my radiance. We tried to get here as quickly as we could. These are my companions who have helped me in freeing you. This is Jacques.
Volticlat, it is a pleasure to meet you.
This is Fira.
Hello. It is nice to make your acquaintance. Vera kind of does like a half bow.
Okay.
This here is Korg.
Cord was clearly, like, after he opened the door and entered the room and saw that Colette was handling this, I was looking at stuff, and I almost dropped a vase I was holding onto it. Hello.
Roll a dexterity check.
Korg disassociates when there's no longer action. So. He walked in and he's like, "Oh, cool, shiny, neat stuff." Oh, it was an 18.
Okay, you almost drop it, but you regain your composure as quickly as she regained hers.
And then I stand up and I'm like, and I set it down and kind of do that awkward, like, step slide back behind the rest of the group, even though I'm like a foot taller than the rest of the group.
This is Mew.
Oh, sorry. She was like nearby, like some books that was looking at them, so the dust kind of just flew in her face.
She was like on the lower part of the shelf.
Yeah.
Was looking at.
they were just exploring. She's just like, oh. She like peeks out from behind because I'm assuming she can't be seen.
It's hard to turn off the adventurer once you're back in civilization.
And
hello.
And this is my sister, Eviana.
She nods like this and is like, "Hello. Nice to meet you. I'm her sister."
Yes, I already
The
told
pleasure
her.
is mine. We are honored to have you here. I really don't know what to say except I'm so very grateful that you all have saved not just me, but perhaps the entirety of the faithful across the globe, and perhaps even the world. We don't know what these people, what machinations they were plotting and scheming.
It is a dire thing to process. Well, enough of that. Would you like to leave this place?
For now, I think I will just relax knowing that if I wanted to, I could. I appreciate the offer.
You're most welcome.
Okay, so she bows to each of you and says, "Words cannot begin to describe how grateful I am for folks such as you. I am your humble servant from this day forth." And I think that you guys were all about to head out, unless I misread the room.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not like I can take stuff from in here.
She's
I'm
right
not
there.
evil.
Just
That's
keep
what
holding.
I'm saying. Like, I'm not
Just
gonna
keep
go
holding that vase, but by accident, like you didn't want to set it down and be awkward, so you just
Oh,
kept holding it.
She mentioned something quickly that she forgot to mention. Well, in spite of all the disturbing occurrences that have racked our poor city, tomorrow we still plan on dedicating the temple. I hope that you all can attend.
Still? Are you sure?
We must. We cannot let ourselves be intimidated by terrorists such as these.
You're right.
Will it be safe?
Will it be clean? I mean, there's a lot of
No,
lying
there's a-
person on the floor.
There's a
there. You
lot
gotta-
of
yeah, you gotta
blood.
knock that out, yeah.
There's a lot of blood.
Man, if only we had
Everywhere.
magical people who could
It's-
clean that up.
Colette
I
would know
know.
that they have ways of dealing with that.
They have magical
Lucius
janitors.
is
I have a
also
feeling- I mean, the most useful cantrip in the world is prestidigitation.
It is.
Walk
It
around.
is.
There's only so much prestidigitation. Cat's got my tongue. There's only so
Bravo.
much I can do.
Cleaning dishes has
Um,
never been so easy.
Lucius is also the god of war, so
A
they're
god
not
of war.
you know what I mean. It is not a foreign thing to have to do.
Who are you arguing with? Are you arguing with Lucius?
No, that would be silly. no, I don't
Fancy
hear
lady-
Lucius. No.
He's just kind of starting to approach the fancy lady. She's just like,
Fancy lady, I have a question.
All right.
Do you know anything about a hammer?
Oh yeah.
A fancy hammer, not just a regular hammer, not the tut hammer, but like a hammer that like
I'm
Forgive them,
aware of the
speaking of-
existence of many fine crafted hammers, but
one that
I'm
the
not-
fancy lion back there would have wanted.
They're,
Over
speak-
the hammer.
they're speaking of Ursulin's hammer,
I'm
my lady.
afraid-
I'm so sorry. We saw it in some letters and
I'm
Yeah, people are
afraid
trying to steal it.
that it does rise to my attention, but I'm not feeling up to discussing things such as that at this time.
we understand. We'll speak with you tomorrow about it, your radiance. Sorry about this. Let's
You want
go.
some potatoes?
Ooh,
Oh yeah,
yes.
would you like some
Yeah,
potatoes?
that'll really pop her
No!
up. Yeah.
I'm never
We
gonna
can
get
talk
a
about it
promotion.
over potatoes.
Yeah, people. When your friends show up while you're working, your boss is there.
No! This is literally what's happening.
Hey, I think I saw a stove in one of the rooms back there. We
I
could
believe
dash
that-
them up and.
We don't
I
have to
believe
feed
that
her.
our pantries are well stocked with the like, so maybe another time. Thank you.
All right, we'll be on our way. Thank you. Come along. Go on.
Mew follows, looks at Jacques.
Who says no to potatoes? The last
I
person that did that tried to kill us.
Yeah, we gotta keep an eye on her.
I'm gonna say roll a stealth check.
No!
Both of you.
No!
Oh, what's my stealth?
I was
Say
doing-
close the door
Ooh.
behind you.
No!
Oh no, we did not. We're not subtle.
Hold on,
Gosh,
no,
dang
hold on. I am
21.
Mew-
I'm subtle too.
I got 23. Let's go. Talk it
The
smack.
throbbing of her headache covers up any potential loud mouthery that might come from the likes of you. So,
Loudmouthery is a very nice way of putting it.
so you leave the room, and the hall is silent. And as you suspected, those two mercenary weirdos left. So,
Good.
yeah, good for them, at least.
Who knows if they're gonna make it out the building? But I mean,
Yeah, they probably.
it was a very Knights of the Old Republic good choice. Like, yeah, okay, that was a light side choice. They're not gonna make it out of here.
Yeah, rip those guys. But I mean, we'll make it out.
Well, they might not die, but they'd probably be, at least arrested and tried for either treason or conspiracy. Whether or not they're members of the this country or not determines whether or not they can be tried for treason. But that's the law, and I'm not a lawyer. So
Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a lawyer.
So that's basically all there is in this in the temple. You've cleaned it out of anything that would not be considered thievery to take, unless you want to steal stuff. I wouldn't. recommend.
I
No.
mean, what are we talking here? I mean, is there extra potatoes? Or-
I think we already
No.
took all the
The
potatoes.
the potatoes are probably somewhere in the basement. They wouldn't keep those above ground. Potatoes grow underground. So, do you guys want to do anything else while you're in here, or do you want to just move on?
Eviana would probably just move on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready to.
Yeah.
Korg is ready. This has been a lot of excitement for him.
Okay.
Use a nap and a beer.
I don't think Fira has anything else she wants to do in here. Is
Not particularly in that order.
You head downstairs to the entrance of the room. The entrance all similarly relatively devoid of any glamour or anything over the top, anything that would be considered gaudy. It's simple and elegant, and most of it is very, very expensive. You reach the door to the You reach the door to the temple, which is still ajar. In the early morning, is still the sky is almost completely blotted out by smoke, and the surrounding area is red with the fires of war. However, most of the war has been localized to this particular area of the temple, and all of the dissidents have either been rounded up or slaughtered or injured. So the day is won.
Oh my goodness.
That's a lot of blood.
It'll mop up probably.
I need to get drunk.
As you attempt
Yeah.
to
What are you guys laughing at?
You know we're laughing at.
That's
For
correct.
stream, Bevan typed a war at this time of day in this part of the city, localized entirely in this temple.
Well, can I see it?
Oh my god.
So you as you wade through the crowd of groaning men and blood, pools of blood soaked throughout the earth, one man larger than the rest starts to make his way through the crowds, covered in blood himself with several open gashes on his forearms. Barnabas the barrel arm throws up his arms in delight. Ah, the day is truly won then, for you have emerged victorious over our greatest foe. Ha!
I heard that from upstairs.
He lets out a mighty bellow of a laugh.
Oh, good.
So
Can
love it.
I go up to him and do, Barnabas, you son of a bitch?
and you grab his forearm. Two half orcs make a whole orc.
Oh my gosh.
That's a sequel to.
Ah!
Yeah, I'm pretty
Don't give
sure
me
that
any
was.
ideas.
I'm like 100% sure that was one of the Between Two Worlds.
I can hear Michi typing right now.
Oh no.
Two half orcs
Wait,
make
if
a whole
two
orc.
half orcs had a kid, could one kid be completely human and one kid completely orc?
I mean, it really depends on how the gene dominant and recessive genes work with this cross species thing. But I mean, I don't think you've ever had, two half, like, I don't know, like the two half lion, half tiger things have a kid
Liger.
with one another.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you have a tiger and a
'Cause they're
lion.
sterile.
Probably not. You might get somebody who looks a bit more like an orc, though.
Yeah, you might get somebody who looks more orcish or more humanish.
Huh.
But yeah, it's not like half of your genes are orc genes and half of your genes are human
Listen,
genes.
I was just curious, okay?
Especially since like a lot of them, I think a lot of the orc genes are like super dominant. So like you're gonna always have like tusks until you breed it out for a few generations. Like,
yeah. Yes, that's correct.
Besides, the tusks are the cool part. I want tusks.
Barnabas actually doesn't have tusks. Surprisingly.
Oh, you poor boy.
Yeah. So he reaches out here, should say. So he says, "Well, after a long day's fighting, it's good to finally be free of these despotic invaders." He spits on the ground. Well, I do have one question for you. At day's end, where might you be found so we can relay some correspondence to you? Perhaps.
The barking satyr, of course.
Ah, that old spot. Okay, well, perhaps I will send something for you. Until then, I hope you have a safe journey home, and may the gods guide your footsteps as they have to this day. And he salutes each and every one of you.
Also with
back.
you.
Colette awkwardly salutes back. She tries.
And he
Mew just
marches
kinda
towards his
pats him on
troops
the
and
arm.
slaps several of them on the back. If you
And the butt.
could say,
That's how all the
Yeah.
clerics are doing healing?
and Eviana, roll a perception check.
Yeah. One second. Oops. That would be 13 or 23.
You overhear some pretty bad jokes coming from him as he laughs into the air.
Oh. She grimaces. She's disgusted. Oh, that one was really. Oh God.
So, as you make your way back to the Barking Satyr, because there's not any shops open right now, let's be honest. As you make your way back to the Barking Satyr, you notice that the town is mostly intact. Most of it hasn't been terribly damaged. Several windows have been smashed in. Storefronts have been messed around with. But for the most part, just like with that cobbler that you helped back earlier in the campaign, not anything terrible has happened. Most people are okay. Lots of dead looters, though.
Well, you know.
Yeah. So you make the 2 hours long journey back to the Barking Satyr, and you plop down at the bar, which is still, well, the Barking Satyr isn't open, but Korg has a key, I'm sure. And you walk in, and you just sit down at the bar and take a deep exhale.
And then we all start crying like in Rick and Morty
Oh,
after the 5-minute adventure. It's like it's all over, and then
Yes. So, what do you guys do in the meantime? There's not much left to do, but I do want to get to one thing before we close. So you have about 2 hours. Do you just drink, or do you?
Oh yeah, I walk behind the bar and I start just pouring steins and like sliding them down the bar.
Yep.
To those of you I think would actually catch them.
Yep.
I normally drink tea, but
barkeeper.
I will drink today.
No, you're drinking today.
Yeah.
In fact, yours is probably like I give you a drop shot to go with it.
Oh,
But it's not like a kind of booze that would make sense. It's not like I gave you like an ale and a whiskey. Like that's a logical drop shot. This is like, I don't know, it was like can be like raspberry schnapps and like a sour.
oh.
Okay.
This
I mean,
one
that would
smells
probably
like
still
fruit.
be kind of fun.
Colette
So
downs it.
you're all kind of just fraternizing, having a good time. Some of you might be chatting. Some of you might just be pondering today's events. Some of you might be staring into the blackness of the void, even though the room is well lit and full of joviality among the part owners and your group, as well as that dwarven fellow, Pouth, and Beth, who are both here, since they have nowhere else to go. Soon, after a couple of hours of relaxation, a rap at the door, late at night. It was early morning, but at this point, it's been almost a full day since you left. A rap at the door is heard.
"'Tis some visitor," he core gutters, tapping at my chamber door. Only lives in nothing.
Colette draws
Since
her
he-
weapon.
Since he said rapping,
Uh-huh.
I immediately. No, I'll go get the door. Whatever, guys. They were gonna send us correspondence. Like, whatever.
Oh,
man.
I suppose.
Why
Yeah, I
are
don't
you
wanna get up.
Murder hungry, Colette. We've killed so much, and yet you want
Yeah.
more.
You should have seen him back before we graduated
Don't-
our school
Don't tell
years.
them.
Oh,
So,
good time. When
um,
we were 7, huh?
Don't. Shh.
Oh my.
So, it outside is a courier boy says, "Morning." Or,
Whoa.
"Ethan."
Oh, that's too loud. Too loud for right now.
Hello, young man.
Kids.
Come on in and have a drink.
Afraid I can't do that, sir. I got some
Oh.
letters for you, each and every
Alright.
one of you.
Well, here's one for the road.
So
I also pay him. I tip him.
Oh, I don't have my letter on me.
you don't.
No. Do you have it
Where-
downstairs?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll hear
Yeah, I
you.
know. I have it.
Okay.
They're so pretty.
They are.
Okay. Do you want me to read it, or do you want to?
Are you willing to come up here and hand it to me real quick?
Sure.
Okay,
I'll be right
thank you.
back. Be right back.
Korg, I can't believe you asked that child if he wants to drink.
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't have asked.
You should have
I
insisted.
should have just assumed.
What? He's 13. At least.
Yeah. And he's a
Yeah.
growing boy.
I feel like it's at least like 15 and a half. I mean, they're not exploiting child labor, right?
I mean, we do have
Right.
some young. Well, no, we never exploit child labor. No, not at the temple. Yes, you're right. He's probably 15
And a
Don't-
half.
and a
Looked
half.
Looked pretty 12 to
Okay.
me.
So, who has the second one? This is maybe not everybody does.
Oh yeah, I have my second letter.
I have a letter.
I have the second letter.
I only have one.
I
Am
also
supposed
have
to have
second letter.
It's possible you haven't gotten yours new, but because you live farther away from us than I think
two?
anybody
Yeah.
else. Bevan, you said you had yours or just one of them.
Sure did. Nope, I got them both.
Oh, you got them both.
This
Okay,
is
so
so
you're gonna
nice
be
of you.
opening the one that is unenclosed and no extra envelope.
So the first one, not the one addressed to anyone.
No, you're opening that one.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say because
Right.
both of mine
Wait.
were sent in
Oh,
envelopes.
carefully.
But,
No,
like,
I don't want to break
one
the
that's
wax.
not like in a fancy looking envelope.
Oh, the one that's just a ripped piece. I got.
Oh, okay. I see. Cool. I got that.
Satyr.
This is
So tell me
fancier.
when I'm supposed to open whatever I'm opening.
You can read yours later. I was hoping it would get there in time, but I guess
Trying to open it without like.
Me
completely
too. I'm trying to
ripping
open
the
it so
seal.
carefully.
I
Got
totally
it.
haven't seen anything in the mail.
This is nicer than our wedding invitations were.
You want to know what our wedding invitation?
What?
Our Facebook invite. We only spent like $3,000 total for our wedding.
Oh God, that sounds
Yeah.
so nice.
I like the purple and silver.
It looks very nice.
Mhm.
Now, did you get actual melting stuff for this, or did you get like crayons?
It's melting stuff.
I would just have used crayons because I'm cheap and lazy.
It's actually a gift from Gil. I appreciate it.
It
So
looks really
Well,
nice.
The fact that I've
Well, probably-
almost got this peeled open without ripping the
You're so quiet.
Sorry, I was trying to peel it open. Be gentle.
Do you want me to? Oh,
Got
did
it.
you get? Wait, you got a separate one? Where?
Oh, jeez.
I didn't realize you had. No, 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 no. Wait. Wait.
Should I read
How-
now?
Where did that come from?
Teeth, do we read?
I'll let one of you can decide who reads. They're all basically well, they're all a little bit different. So if you want, any of you wants to read them, you're welcome to. It's up to you.
See, this is funny because I have trouble in real life reading cursive.
Oh, I can read his handwriting if y'all want me to read mine.
You should
Well, I
read
just-
it.
Well, no, I think this would be the funniest because since I can hardly read it, I'm gonna be stuttering over it just like Cork does, too. So.
Perfect.
Oh yes, have Korg read the
Do it. Do it.
fancy letter for all of us.
To the partial proprietor of the successful barking satyr in our lovely city, Mr. Cork Strongarm, we as duly elected members of Her Majesty's Council do hereby nominate you, a hero to his mother country, as well as his equally heroic friends, to a council meeting at the Moon Morrow
Moon
the-
Arrow.
Moon Arrow at this coming the 3rd of modern
Okay.
age.
On-
No, because I mean this is kind of fun though.
Okay.
You can
I love
correct
this.
all my stupidness at the end, and then tell me all the stuff I
I
missed.
just imagine us all listening to Korg, like,
Problem is, I don't have a master letter, so I'm kind of just I'm doing this from memory.
I feel like Mew's just
No
staring
later
at
than
him
the
with twinkling
3rd
eyes.
ring of the
Everyone is just downing.
Something's
some
tower, your attendance is most desirable as you seem to possess a certain quality that interests both us and the Mylanese. From the pen of the Excellency and Majesty Queen, I would know our Queen's name, Uniter and Monarch of Neverender?
Novendrock.
Noventra.
greens.
Colette just says, looking down, exasperated.
You're doing a really good job.
I
read-
thought we talked about how we could all read earlier.
Yes, look,
Well, we never said read well.
I
Oh,
read better than the average citizen. Thank you.
Yeah, we're not. You know, the schooling system isn't that great.
this is why we were
Literacy is a
homeschooled.
real problem.
Yeah, basically. So each of you had a slightly different letter. They all have the same contents, basically.
Mhm.
Jacques mentions potatoes.
It
Um,
does. I wanna see everyone's. Just take a picture and put it in the Discord chat.
So should I be
Um,
opening?
I
have
will
the,
once I get
I
the
have
other
the
one.
black envelope. Is that the one, or is that for?
No, did you not get a second one?
If I have not received it yet.
Okay, well maybe Jacksonville's as far away from us as California.
Oh gosh.
Basically,
Yeah, but there is another envelope coming. And it does mention potatoes.
I shall
um,
look for it.
Basically, the idea is you have all been invited to a council discussing the future of the conflict that might be outbreaking across the oceans in the country of Myland. Myland, as you would know this, I'm not gonna make a roll for it. Is a country that has recently become, as their patron deity is Lucius. So they have a strong tie to the opening of this temple and among other things. And that's something we can discuss at a later date. But basically, you've been invited to the Moon Arrow, which is Her Majesty's royal abode. to discuss the potential future incoming relations between you, Itveria, Myland, and perhaps the entire thread of the world.
Oh, that's a mistake.
Oh. Well, I'll get to wearing my nice shoes.
So, what part of the city is this in?
It's
shoes.
in the well, let me see. Let me look. I have to actually make a nice looking map of Mylan, of Novendrock, but it is. I have a subscription to Incarnate.
Ooh.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah. Oh yeah, not a sponsor. Yeah, whatever. It's in the government district, the royal district, pretty much in the middle of the city.
Ah,
Oh, that
where
was
all the football players
I thought
live.
I thought it wasn't gonna be like in the city, and this was the beginning of Cord going. Well, I already left the city once. I'm not leaving it again.
No, it's in, Korg's still invited.
Yeah.
And Korg could still go if he wants to.
Because that's what's gonna happen, folks. That was enough adventure for one lifetime, but beating up people in the city, oh boy, can't get enough of that.
Oh, well, everyone.
That wraps up, yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get to that
Nice.
because I thought it was something that we wanted
Yeah,
to cover.
that
Got
was super cool.
Another mystery letter.
I'm sorry the session was so short, but we still got to the end goal. Hopefully next time my computer won't decide to be the way it is.
I don't know.
The
It'll be
computer, the way it is.
Yeah, the compute. Anyway, thank you so much, Raymer and crew. We will see y'all next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to Raymer and Mark of a God. It is so nice to be returning to this campaign. It is so much fun. Everyone does a great job with their characters. Huge shout out to Teeth Whitener for creating this lovely homebrew. And he actually mailed us these very fancy letters I will post in the Discord. Take care, everyone. We'll see you later. Farewell.